Hello, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Josh and I am 13 days post ACL surgery. Can you tell which knee it is? So far, I've documented the operation, my physio appointments post surgery, and every day where there's been a slight progression. So far, there's been very little. I had the same operation 4 years ago and this progress has been much slower, which, I'll be honest, today made me have a little wobble. It wasn't a full-scale mental crisis, but it definitely made me think, I'd love to be able to run around again. I'd love to be able to walk without crutches. Those things are always fun, especially when you're a child. You think, oh, I want to run around on crutches. My nephew has a spare set over there that he runs around on like I used to do. When you have to use them to get anywhere, you can't even make yourself a hot drink because you can't carry it. Yeah, it gets a bit much. Nevertheless, we are staying positive because there's no point in being negative. But I do want to focus back on the knee because last week I was off work the whole week because I was dosed up on codeine and morphine and loads of other pills, and I had a lot of time on my hands as a result. So I kind of drifted towards the filmmaking style vlog and less about the knee. It was still heavily involved, but I was taking time lapses of the garden. But I want this series to be helpful for at least, even if it's one person going through the same thing. I really want to document the actual progress of my knee, mechanics, swelling, back to walking, back to sport. I really want to track that progress. So I thought today, like yesterday's vlog, I'll keep it very focused on the knee. Plus, I am back at work now, so I haven't got the time to go out and film sunrise and sunset. Plus, it's very difficult when I'm on crutches. So I thought I'd take a look at kind of the physio exercises and how I progressed in them. So these were the physio exercises I got given in the hospital. You can see these a few vlogs ago. And static quadriceps, which is effectively tensing your quad. You look in my right leg to get a good example. When you tense your quad and force the bottom of your knee or the back of your knee into the ground, your heel will lift up and your quad will tense and tighten. Now my left leg looks like this. It's not as impressive. Foot so you can see. So I'm actually managing to get my heel off the ground. It might not look like it, but it is a few mil off the ground, and that's the best I've got so far. So static quads as a hospital exercise has really progressed, and I'm buzzing about that. It doesn't look like much to you, but to me it feels like a massive difference. I can actually straighten my leg. My quad that used to be here, I used to have a quad, is literally just mush. It feels like jelly. It's crazy how much that's taken a hit. Likewise with my calf. This leg has taken a hit as well because I'm much less active than I was pre-op, but obviously it's doing a lot of the work. I have noticed my right glute and my right hip. My hip isn't aching per se, but my glute is definitely feeling the burden of being the dominant leg and being on crutches pretty much the most of the time. This isn't getting worked at all. So that's one thing to note that you might come across. If you have an imbalance on one side, your other side feels it. I remember a physio telling me if you had a bad ankle, you'd have a bad right knee. If you had a bad right knee, you'd have a bad left hip, and it kind of works up your body because your body adapts and moves in a different way to what it's supposed to do if you have an injury or an imbalance. Number 2 was passive knee extension or hang, which I have been doing a lot of. Initially I couldn't straighten it at all, so doing this really let it kind of gravity do its job and just let it hang in that position to get your leg straight, because it's quite difficult to get your leg straight after an operation like this, and it's one of the things you really need to focus on. So I've been doing that. As you can see, I am actually moving my leg manually with my right hand, which is not good, but doing it quickly at the moment isn't pain-free, so I can't do it. And passive knee bending, which is effectively wrapping a dressing gown cord around my foot and pulling it up and down. There's actually a clip of me doing this 4 years ago when I had the same operation. You'll see it now. But it actually says on here to do this for 500 reps 3 times a day. Yeah, crazy. The reason for that is because I think it takes something like 60 to 100 reps of knee bending before the blood starts going through the ligament. So if you really want to do it, you have to do it a lot. And the other one, which I can pop up here and you'll still be able to see me, is active knee bending. So you're actually doing the work on that rather than the cord. And that feels fine. As you can see, it's not like as controlled as that. Obviously nowhere near, but that's starting to feel better as well. Now, they were the physio exercises from the hospital. I did see the physio for the first time last week and he gave me a few more. These included leg raises, which I couldn't do when I saw him because it was too painful. But now I can. So that's a really nice progression. There is pain, I'm not gonna lie, but only minor and only when you start. Once you get into it, it starts doing really well. I'm very excited about that. The other is a leg extension from here. Now he said you can hold your leg into position. I'm just doing that. Now, if any of you go to the gym, you know how much weight you can put through leg extension machine. I wouldn't be doing this with no weight at all, but that's how weak my left leg is at the moment and how unnatural my knee feels doing that. The other one, which I will have to stand up for again, and I'm gonna use my crutches, were calf raises. I'll face you so you can see how wonky my left leg looks. Calf raises, which I am having to lean on things to do, obviously, at the moment. But it is nice to get your calf firing again. And the other one is toe raises, which I thought was an interesting one, but he told me to do it. So this. Now again, I could not do this when I first saw him because there was too much pain in my knee. Now I can. So that's a really nice progression. So there are a few exercises that I've been doing kind of religiously every day, which is great because it feels like progress. You're ticking off small little boxes, but they are boxes nonetheless. And as I said, today made me have a little wobble because the progress is much slower than the last time I had this done. And there's a feeling of disappointment, I suppose is the best way to describe it, because you're being overly hopeful, really is the best way to describe it, and think you're going to be running around in summer and you think you're going to be back to kind of various sports, even running. I'm not even the biggest fan of cardio, but not being able to do that does weigh heavy on you. But we're getting there, so as I said, there's no point in being negative. It won't help. So we're moving in the right direction, and that's all there is to it at the moment. I am 13 days post-operation. I thought I'd be further ahead, but I'm not, and that's fine. And I've just got to do these really basic exercises. I see my surgeon in 2 days. So yeah, we move. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to do another video like this, and I'm just going to show you the level of swelling on the knee, how the wounds have healed up. If you want to see the stitches come out, click there. If you want to see how bad it looked when I first took the bandage off, you can watch that one. And tomorrow, I'll show you the swelling at 14 days, 2 weeks post-operation, where we're at, because it is still quite swollen. Perhaps that's why I'm not feeling as comfortable on it as I would expect, because to be honest, yeah, it's still a really ballooned knee at the moment. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. I forgot an exercise and it's an important one, so I want to show you. Mum, Dad, I've not been using the electric blanket, Dad's electric blanket, as my main tool for this, but it's the only one nearby, so I'm just going to show the people by using this. Now, this is the idea of static quad, but with the blanket or something underneath you, providing a slight resistance. So you have to work to get that leg straight. Another exercise I've been doing, which I think has effectively resulted in me being able to straighten my leg, because I'm having to work to push that leg down. Yeah, one that I forgot, but a very important one.